All right, what's going on, guys? Hope y'all are doing well. So it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been almost a year, or at least 8 or 9 months since I've last played PUBG, and I actually took to task to picking the game back up and checking it out. Recently, it went completely free to play, and a multitude of updates have just come out since the last time I actually ever loaded it up. So I decided to play some PUBG today and give a little bit of like a, is this still good in 2022 and how does it hold up kind of thing. And I'm just going to say right now, I actually had so much fun playing the game again. Everything from the handling and management of PUBG now feels so much better, and it seems like they actually have some sort of direction about where they're going. And today I just want to talk about like my experience coming back to the game a little bit, all the things that have changed, like some big major mechanics that have, been adjusted since the last time maybe you've played as well, and overall if I think this is worth playing in 2022. Obviously this game has been super special to me and like literally changed my life, and so maybe a lot of me playing this and having a great time was due to some degree of nostalgia. That's totally possible, but at the same time I really feel like if there is enough like support and you guys actually want to see this stuff enough, I might consider making some more content for this game, some really updated stuff for 2022, and hopefully it's something that both I enjoy making and you guys enjoy watching. So if that is the case and you would like to see more PUBG content on the channel, make sure to drop a like. That'd be awesome. If you're new to the channel, of course, don't forget to subscribe. Not only do I have plenty of PUBG content I've made before, but also if you guys are interested enough, I'm gonna make some more upcoming and very, very soon. But anyways, I don't know exactly what day this happened, but it was like within the last month or so, PUBG went completely free to play on every single platform. Now, there isn't full crossplay integrated, and that's something we can talk about in a second, but the big step that they needed to make that I felt like they should have made months ago, and that was one of the things that I was like sort of campaigning for before I sort of stopped playing the game for a bit, and that was making it free to play for everybody. Obviously, this will increase the incidence of new players, but also the downside is it could make the cheating problem slightly worse, and I'm also going to get to that a little bit later in the video. But suffice to say, PUBG not only continued to update their game in terms of mechanics, nerfing and changing things and adding new items, but also just simply making the game available for everybody. There were so many items in PUBG and in my games today that I just didn't understand of how you use some of these items, like EMT gear I had never seen before. There's other items like recon drones and things like that that are completely outside the realm of like weaponry, but are really good for the sandbox of the game, and they've done huge improvements in that regard. The very first thing I noticed when jumping into a match is there's now this system that allows you to play casual games 3 times a day. So what this means is there's like, I believe 12 or 15 real players in the lobby, and then like the rest are going to be bots. It's a really good way to just go and like warm up, shoot around a little bit before you jump into either ranked matches or just normal ones, and it's like a good I would say starter for people that are just picking up the game as well. A lot of the free-to-players that have never really been invested or don't know much about this game before, they have absolutely no chance against veteran players who have been here for years, obviously. So this is a good introduction, but the interesting thing is it's capped at 3 games a day. So if you want to continue to play, you actually have to go and play with all real players, which is, I would say, the best compromise in terms of getting players not completely stomped out, but also maintaining the integrity and like the enjoyment of what a real match of all real players will bring to this game, because there's really nothing like it. After playing, for a few hours today, I realized like why I fell in love with this game to begin with. It really hit me again, and it totally could be that nostalgia just because I haven't played it in so long, but I think it's a little bit more than that. Now, one of the big issues that a lot of players left PUBG over the past few months was the struggles and issues with like matchmaking, and sort of why the different perspectives, either third or first person, were more popular and how that would affect ranked. And honestly, matchmaking was in a really rough state before I stopped playing the game, and that was, I would say, probably the biggest contributing factor that made a lot of people leave the game. And as I understand it right now, there isn't like straight up map selection with your desired mode, and whether it's solo squads, whatever it is, you can't completely customize what you're going to play. There still is some degree of random map rotation, but in those casual games, like I said, you can play 3 per day, and they're always Erangel, so it's like the pristine Battle Royale PUBG experience in a way. Something else I did notice in my actual games, and you could especially tell, who's a newer player and some people that have been on the game for a long time, you could almost tell just by their outfits for the most part, and I did run into a very large number of new players at the game, but the interesting thing is, it sort of brought back the like almost, I would say, original feeling of how PUBG used to hit. It's like, I don't know, maybe not entirely, but it was like a small dose of the really early days of PUBG. And again, it's probably that nostalgia talking, but it was a good feeling nonetheless. If you've been playing PUBG for a long time, you may agree with this statement that when the game came out and Brendan Green's full intentions was for PUBG to be at its core and at its heart a survival game with obvious shooter mechanics in between and as a secondary, adjunct to that. But I think that over time, this started to change a little bit, and the focus of PUBG for a lot of players became about the like competitive shooter aspect of it, less so about the just like survival elements of what made PUBG fun to begin with. And I'm not saying one style is necessarily what PUBG is. I think it thrived off of having some degree of both, but especially as PUBG got really more into the esports scene, the culture of that started to change a little bit, where it didn't really feel like how it used to. And I'm not implying one way or the other whether like esports for this is a good idea. I always thought esports and battle royale sort of conflicted in a way where, especially this is true of any game, where like once the scene becomes so focused in on the competitive nature of it, you do lose a little bit of that survival charm that at least it came with. Not implying either way it's a good thing, just an observation. But the point is, as I was playing today, I found myself a lot more in that survival game mindset rather than just the competitive nature of it. Obviously that existed to an extent, and I was still, trying to win and getting as many kills as possible and stuff. A lot of that had to do with the fact that I haven't played in almost a year, and I really had to like warm up again and get my bearings and sort of figure out the game in a way, or relearn it to an extent. So that has a lot to do with it, but it did feel, very good to reminisce a little bit about how the game used to feel, and it's like still very much at the heart of it. Now, a few things I did not check out. I haven't played any solo ranked at the moment. I haven't had the chance to, and then I also haven't really checked out any of the new team deathmatch stuff. It's so funny because in the arcade tab on PUBG currently, it still says that there's other 2 modes that are coming soon. It's been like that for the past 2 years, and I genuinely don't know if something is actually planned for these, but I thought that was pretty funny. As far as other major issues, when it comes to the cheating epidemic that was very rampant in PUBG when I stopped playing a few months ago, I haven't had enough time to gather data about like how that's changed, although I would say I had to completely install a brand new program on my computer to actually play the game. Like, you had to install a different launcher than I was used to using, and there's all kinds of like other added security measures. So I'm gonna assume that they've been working hard on the anti-cheat, and I guess people who have been playing longer or maybe never stopped playing with these past few months could probably answer that better. I'm very curious. Let me know in the comments if cheating has either improved or it's gotten worse. I don't really know. I do suspect that with the free-to-play nature of the game now, and then the influx of players, and there's pretty much no downside to getting an account banned or anything, I would think that cheating would be a little bit harder to control. But at the moment, I just don't have enough data to really make that call either way of whether cheating has gotten better or it's gotten worse. I'm actually not sure. Now, I haven't been completely in the dark with PUBG the last few months because I've just been like sort of casually browsing information, and I, through osmosis gathered stuff about the changes they were making, and a few of those were like changes to the lean mechanic, and then also, I guess, the ability to swap seats in cars and drive by and stuff like that also got nerfed, and I definitely noticed those in my games, but it's like weird small mechanics like this that were very slightly different are the ones that threw me off the most. For example, I got really used to swapping seats to the passenger in a vehicle and then spraying with my primary weapon out the window if I was driving. Now I don't believe you can no longer do that, and it's actually worth to carry a sidearm or a pistol because I believe that's the only way now to fire from a vehicle. Do I agree with this change? Maybe not necessarily. I do think the seat swap technique added a lot to the game, but I do understand to an extent why they had to nerf it. And other than that, I did notice when I picked up the game again that my shot was definitely a little crusty. I was not nearly as precise as I know I used to be, but it was one of those things where for the most part my muscle memory still existed for most mechanics, like getting in and out of cars, windows, stuff like that. A lot of the like movement tech and stuff like that I had just sort of built into my muscle memory already. I think it was actually really good for me to take a break from the game for a while and then come back with like a fresh perspective, because now I can really appreciate how good the core mechanics of the gameplay actually is. You can argue about the game being unoptimized or what have you. The game's always struggled with that to an extent, or cheaters, whatever it is, But at the end of the day, the core gameplay is very solid still, and it's only gotten better, I think, since I've picked it back up. And obviously, I just sort of started playing it again today, and maybe I'm just positive about it because it's my first time playing in a while, but I don't know. I really do feel like they made a ton of improvements that reflect on the game's quality. And if you guys do want to see like more PUBG content again, I'm strongly considering making some new updated content for the game, stuff we used to do, like covering the best weapons, attachments, stuff like that, and even talking about new features that will be added to the game and all those updates and things of that nature, because I had a lot of fun doing that stuff. And all I can say is so far today, I really thoroughly enjoyed playing the game. And for those of you who are just jumping in or maybe picking the game back up after a while, let me know what you think about it as well. So yeah, if you guys want to see more PUBG content, drop a like on the video, and if you are new to the channel, make sure to go and subscribe. And also, if you do want to help directly support the channel, you guys on your PUBG account can log in and select my name for the Creator Appreciation Program. I made it really easy, and the link in the description will take you right to that page, and you can select my name if you do so wish to do so. And lastly, if there's any specific type of content you would like to see on this game again, let me know, whether it's like guides or best weapons or updates, whatever it is, something specific, let me know in the comments below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless, and I hope this was helpful. So anyways, have a great rest of your day, everybody. I'm gonna go. Take it easy, and peace out.